Like most stories, it begins with a moment. And there's nothing more magical than showing money, lots of it. And the reason we're showing you this pile of cash is that someday these notes here will end up in your wallet. 50 years is a fairly short period for a country. To build a sustainable and stable economy, it has to be said, is a task for the brave. So if you're asking what we're going to show you, well, we're going to show you what many have taken for granted. That place on the note, Bank Negara, Malaysia.
The reason why a central bank exists is for the people. That is the ultimate objective.
If you think you need things to change, and you as a central bank can make a difference and be able to do it, do it. Whatever we do is for the best of the country. We have no other agenda,
The issue that occupies one's mind is that how best can we as an institution contribute to the betterment of the Malaysian economy?
The role of central bank, for example, is very crucial. There's no country that do not have a central bank.
The central bank that we have is not like any other central bank. I mean, we have numerous responsibilities.
We have now become one of the central banks which are looked up to in the world.
When I joined the bank in early 70, everybody believed that the level of professionalism and integrity are already there in the bank.
Because if you look at our master plan, the end game in all that we do is to ensure that the nation prospers.
One of the core functions is actually monetary stability, financial stability and the payment system.
When you talk about expertise in these three areas, everybody will say, that's Bank Negara.
This is an institution that gives its people an opportunity to contribute. It's an opportunity for them to make a difference.
You can see your output clearly in what you do in trying to help the nation to grow.
In these times, it's a wonder how the bank has managed to drive our economy. But then again, some things are just unavoidable.
I was a volunteer at the Commonwealth Games. I was at the stadium Bukit Jalil trying to figure out how to install the hurdle for the 400-meter race. And suddenly we got a call saying that you must come back to the bank.
Dipercayai turut terbabit dalam memanipulasikan pasaran saham baru-baru ini yang menyebabkan harga saham jatuh terus.
Tahun musnah kekayaan negara menurun hampir 20% melalui serangan terhadap mata wang.
Turun naik mata wang yang tidak seharusnya berlaku.
Our index was falling, our exchange rate is falling. We heard countries going into recession. We heard what happened in Indonesia.
2nd July 1997.
And we also saw a lot of deposit flowing to Singapore. And people were emotional also because we were entering into the unknown. We didn't know what the reaction of the market could be once we imposed the capital control. The tension, I think the tension in the bank was you could just slice it with a knife.
The whole bank worked as a department, one department. And we worked until late in the night. And I remember the reporters were out there. They said, lights are all on, you all are still working, what's happening? Then I know some colleagues were told to go down there and tell them, go home, there's nothing happening.
And we have promised the market at that point of time that it will be 2 years, but way before 2 years, we were able to dismantle all those exchange control requirements that we put in place. It's amazing what people can do once they put their mind together.
For example, when we had the crises and when we implemented some measures, we left no stone left unturned. We took everything into account because if we were not successful in restoring stability, then the consequences could have been very catastrophic.
If you have gone through those times, you feel proud that you are actually with this organization because basically you've gone through thick and thin.
So what we try to do in terms of supervision is to have a crystal ball and look at the future, what could happen to the bank if there is a shock.
But I think our fundamentals are strong. I think we have done what we should have been doing, which is to diversify our economy. We have good financial system. So I think I'm very optimistic.
The economy has been performing very well in the past several years. Now, similar to other countries, we are also facing some challenging time ahead.
There was no better way than to ask what people really had to say.
Ekonomi sedang melosot.
Everything increased, very difficult.
Last year is very difficult for us. This year I think should be better.
Bank Negara, Gubernur kita memang dia baik, dia pandai dengan keadaan ekonomi sekarang kan, dia dapat meramalkan turun naik kita punya ekonomi.
It's still running as usual. It's just that you need to work even harder to get more lah.
The major cause of rising inflation in the Malaysian economy has been largely due to higher prices of fuel, food, right, commodities. All have gone up.
Really a message to the banks to give them loans for SMIs because right now only SMIs are affected, is it?
They are small and then they may not even have collateral, and then the way they run their business, their records are not in order and all that.
A lot of red tape.
We are really affected, especially for retired. We depend on our EPF. It's shrinking very fast with the cost of living going up. Up to a extent that the $1 we don't feel anything, you see. What is there $1 can buy? And this costs $1.
You see, if the country does falter economically, the bank is often blamed.
The central bank has a very heavy burden in terms of monetary policy function and how it dispenses, which means that the central bank must perform this function, first of all, with the long-term interest of the people of the country.
Maybe if the petrol goes up, not necessarily other things, it will be better.
Yes, it's causing him pain, but if we don't do this, it is possible that, let's say, if we raise interest rate in the future, if inflation goes up higher, it could actually erode the value of many of the things that he values in life,
But still our country, we are being taken care of.
The enormity of this responsibility requires the insights and understanding of what it takes to ensure stability and sustainability.